Hello everyone, and welcome to the skills section of the software engineering pathway. I'm Sam, and today we are making a major shift. We are moving from knowing things to doing things. We start with skill 16, S16, identify and define software engineering problems that are non-routine and incompletely specified. This is the skill that separates the code monkey from the engineer. A junior developer needs a perfect ticket with every detail filled in. But a senior developer, a diagnostician, can take a vague complaint like, the system feels slow, and turn it into a precise engineering problem. The concept I want you to adopt today is that of Sherlock Holmes. Real-world problems are messy, vague, and incomplete. Your goal is to tame that ambiguity. Your value to the company isn't just solving problems, it's defining them so that they can be solved. Let's decode the standard. S16 focuses on two specific types of problems. Non-routine, this means it's not a standard task. Resetting a password is routine. Investigating why the database locks up only on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. is non-routine. It requires original thought. Incompletely specified, this is the reality of dealing with humans. A client says, I want a dashboard. They don't tell you what data, what charts, or who it's for. That is incompletely specified. Your job is twofold. First, identify the real issue hidden in the noise. Second, define it, turn that vague wish into a concrete spec. Remember the engineering proverb, a problem well defined is a problem half solved. Step 1 is identifying. The biggest trap junior engineers fall into is jumping to a solution. The server is slow, let's upgrade the RAM. That's guessing, not engineering. We use techniques like the 5 whys. The app crashed. Why? It ran out of memory. Why? Because the garbage collector didn't run. Why? Because we have a memory leak. Why? Because we aren't closing database connections. Now we have identified the problem. It's not bad RAM, it's bad code. You must use data, logs, metrics, reports, to validate this. You are moving from the symptom, what the user sees, to the root cause, what the engineer fixes. Step 2 is defining. Once you know the cause, you must write it down clearly. We can use a problem definition canvas. Context, when does it happen? Only during peak hours. Impact, who cares? It blocks checkout, costing us $5,000 per hour. Constraints, we cannot upgrade the hardware, we must fix the code. Instead of a ticket saying, fix the crash, you write, the payment service crashes under loads greater than 500 users due to connection exhaustion. We need to implement connection pooling. That is a defined problem. Any engineer can pick that up and solve it. What about incompletely specified problems? This usually happens with new features. A client says, make it secure. That means nothing. Your skill here is elicitation. You must interview the stakeholder. Use what-if analysis. What if a user logs in from a new device? Should we block them? Use mockups. If I build it like this, does that solve your problem? Your goal is to fill in the blanks. You turn the vague instruction, make it secure, into the defined task, implement multi-factor authentication and encrypt the database at rest. You are completing the specification. How does S16 apply to you specifically? Imagine you get a ticket, search is broken. That is non-routine and incomplete. You identify by digging into the logs. You reproduce it. You realize it only breaks when someone searches for an emoji. You define the problem. You don't just say, fixed it. You write, the search API throws a 500 error when queries contain emojis because the database collation is set to Latin 1, not UTF-8. You have turned a vague user complaint into a specific database configuration task. That is S16 in action. Here is how you can apply S16 tomorrow. Action 1, go to your backlog. Find the worst ticket, the one with a one-sentence description like, fix the glitch. Action 2, investigate it. Spend 30 minutes. Can you reproduce it? Find the logs. Add a comment with your findings. Action 3, redefine it. Rewrite the title. Change it from, fix glitch, to, fix null pointer exception in user service. By doing this, you are practicing the art of clarifying the work before doing the work. For your portfolio, use star. S16 is perfect for a bug hunt story. Situation, a user reported that data wasn't saving intermittently. The bug report was incomplete. Task, I needed to identify the root cause and define the technical fix. Action, I interviewed the user to find the exact steps to reproduce it. I analyzed the server logs, a non-routine investigation. I identified a pattern and defined the problem as a race condition in the save API when two requests happen simultaneously. Result, the problem was so clearly defined that I could hand it to a junior developer to implement the fix. Reflection, I learned that vague reports usually hide complex logic errors, and clear definition is the key to solving them. In your major project, S16 is your problem definition chapter. Don't just say, I built a website. Define the problem. The current manual process takes 4 hours and has a 20% error rate. Show the ambiguity. Initially, the client asked for a spreadsheet, but investigation revealed they needed a database to handle concurrent users. Use a root cause analysis tool like a fishbone diagram or a 5 whys table. Assessors love this. It shows you didn't just build what you were told, you engineered a solution to a real, well-defined problem. Let's wrap up. We've learned that S16 is about taming ambiguity. We identified the process, investigate the noise, identify the signal, and define the spec. We looked at tools like the 5 whys and the problem canvas. Your next step is to find that vague ticket and refine it. Be the person who brings clarity to the team. In our next session, we will look at S17, where we take this defined problem and learn how to recommend the best solution from a range of options. Remember Einstein's quote, "If I had 1 hour to save the world, I would spend 55 minutes defining the problem." See you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you now feel more confident in mastering this topic. If you found value in this session, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and follow our channel. It really means a lot to me and helps the algorithm show these lessons to other apprentices, just like you, who need support. Don't forget, you can download today's slides and the full transcript at www.mentorinai.com EPA Hub. While you are there, check out our mock interview and portfolio review services to make sure you are fully ready for your EPA. See you in the next video. Keep learning.